Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Issei was betrayed and son of Crom Cruach? Before I start, please do support for more awesome content, and subscribe my channel and like this video. Go support and follow the TheBlackFairyKnight for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story. Link in the description. Drake and Albion talking in their mind with Issei or Valley. The screen. Mind. The person in screen thinking. Time skip. Action. Sacred gear uses power. Me man am bored after I finished this fanfic of DXD. I have nothing to do. Maybe I should make DXD react to this story. Would be kinda funny, but I would have to pick a good dimension. After searching for a good dimension, this one looks interesting. Now I just need to teleport them here. Claps hands. DXD verse appears in my domain. DXD verse, where are we? Me, hello, and the person who transported you, and I know you have a lot of questions, but please ask one after another. Sirzex, hello, I firstly want to know what's your name. Mio, I didn't told you yet, I'm called Michael. I'm really sorry, but we didn't hear you. Mio, sorry, seems like you can't understand my real name, just call me Alo. Azazel, well, hello, but why are we here? Alo, we brought you here because I want you to react to something. Valiant, what will we react to? Alo, you will react to a different dimension. Issei with lifeless eyes, and what is this other dimension about? Alo, funny thing that you ask because it is about you. Issei still with lifeless eyes. Okay, I'm going to say this now. Everything Issei talks, and I don't say how he says it, he will ask with lifeless eyes. Alois, it is really about you and what would have happened if you found out a dark truth back in the abandoned church when you were saving Asia. Issei, what truth? Alo, you will see now. A big screen appears. Alo, take a seat and we can start. Vala, wait a minute, I wanna ask Issei something. Alo, go ahead. Vala, Issei. Issei, what is it? Vala, we do you have so lifeless eyes and talk like Ophis? Issei, it is nothing. Alo, he was insulted by the orc because he was afraid of confession to Rias, and called Rias Bachu instead of her name. Those who didn't know what. Issei, how do you know that? Alo, I know everything. Rias, father, if you know everything, then why was Issei afraid of confessing to Rias? Alo, because Issei was killed by his first girlfriend, is kinda afraid that they will abandon him if he confessed. Alo, but without anything else we will start now. After the screen appeared, everyone shouted. DXD verse, what? Alo, right, I forgot that Issei has completely different parents. As you can see, his father is Crom Cruach, and his mother is a devil. Drake, so not with partner in this dimension. Alo, no, you still are. Issei's mother is a devil-human hybrid. Drago, okay. Crom Cruach, so the red dragon is my son in this dimension, haha, really interesting. Alo, yes it is, but now WHE start. Abandoned church. It was a clear night in a small town called Kodata. Half moon was in the night sky that was filled with stars of every imaginable size. The people of this small town were slowly preparing to go to sleep, or somewhere already in the lands of the dreams, dreaming about extraordinary wishes that they wanted or something else. Office, more like what Baka Red wanted. Great Red, what do you mean I let humans dream what they want? Though while most of Ka was preparing or was already in bed, when the small hilltop that was dominating the surroundings was a small, abandoned church. And in that little place, a huge battle was currently underway. A battle that was going to change everyone's forever. Even after you've boosted up, you are still a weakling, ha ha ha. Issei, oh that. Vala and Azazel, who they are you? Issei never calls girls yes. Issei, I'm just tired. A mature voice echoed as a laugh was heard all through the church as the two figures faced walk other in a battle to the death. The mature voice belonged to an unraveled beauty that had long dark hair that went all that was done to the lower back, while her normally beautiful and gentle face was distorted into a hideous, ugly and smug setup, with her prominent feature being her purple eyes that shined with absolute malice and disgust towards her opponent that she impaled trough legs. Issei, oh this brat, you can't imagine how much I hate her. Valuel, she impaled your legs, called you weak, so I guess you hate her a lot. Azazel, I'm still sorry that I didn't take care of these rough, they must have caused a lot of trouble. Alo, Azazel, she did much more trouble in the universe you're watching. Azazel, what do you mean? Alo, just watch. Her body was that of a supermodel with huge racks that on a SD look someone thought they were fake. Her well-toned and perfect stomach along with her long legs made her look like a real porn star girl. And her outfit was only adding to that look, as it was all in straps that only barely cover her sacred parts. Issei, I mean, she does look like a porn star or a stripper with that kind of clothes. Sirzex, she does, little bro, she does. Michael, with covered eyes, is she of the screen I don't want to look at here. Gabriel, why not, brother? Michael, because I could feel and that could cause me to fall. Alo, if you want I could censor every naked thing that appears on the screen. Michaelis, that would be good, thank you, Alo. But even with that, it was extremely hard for male or even female, to keep her eyes on her deep purple color eyes, as her huge boobs would jump up and down with even the littlest of movements. Even her breathing air was complemented with her bouncing front. Her rear was like it was made by the best artist in sculpturing. It was made to look at a firm, but as she demonstrated a few times, was very elastic. All in all, she was the definition of otherworldly beauty, which was proven by a pair of wings black feather that were coming out of her back, almost giving her the angel look, but it was clear that if she was at any point a real angel she had fallen. Issei never noticed that her boobs would bounce as she breathes. Rias a little angry. Oh really, I thought you would. After all, the only thing you do is staring at boobs. Issei, she was my enemy, so of course I wouldn't have had look at her chest. And why are you so angry? Rias, I don't know, maybe because you can't say 3 simple words. Issei, the reason why I didn't say your name was because I was afraid that you would abandon me if I did. Rias, even more angry, why would you think that? Issei, I don't know, maybe because my first girlfriend tried to kill me. Every person who doesn't know about the story with Rainier was confused. Hell, what do you mean? Issei, okay, I will explain. After Issei explained what happened with Rainier, and what happened in the clubroom, Gabriel, while crying, why would you insult a boy without even letting him explain himself? Hello, okay, everybody is sad and angry, but we need to go on with the story. Azazel called, we have a little break. After half an hour break time. Hello, okay, that is the end of the break, we still need to get on with the story. Opposite of her was a young teen that had brown, almost chocolate color hair, that was tied in a small ponytail, and chocolate color eyes. He was dressed in a school uniform, and to the average eyes, he looked perfectly normal. Well, normal as someone can be, with a red gauntlet that looked like a dragon claw for an arm and a pair of black leather wings that spurred from the teen's back. Drag, that dragon claw, isy awesome self. Issei, yes Drag, yes it is you, and you are awesome. Drag, thank you bra partner. Albion, wait Drag, did you just almost call him brother? Drag, no I didn't. The entire room, we also heard it. Drag, fine, yes I did. Issei is my first wielder that doesn't think of me like a weapon like my previous hosts. Issei with a small smile, thank you Drag. Though this where the opponents would clash for the last time. Well, that was what she thought as she readied her new light spear that was lush purple in color just like her eyes. Well, it was a blast. But you bore me. Go to Helian, stay there, you worthless human filth. The mature fallen angel spoke, her tone sipping over the edge of beyond cruelty and malice. Before she could deliver the final blow to her enemy, it was already too late. The stabbed teen shouted his war cry as soon as he saw her spear and charged at her with fury. Ignoring the hellish pain that was coursing through his body, his adrenaline at an all-time high, his rage at its peak, and the overwhelming power that his gear has supplied him was the cherry on top for him to neutralize the distance separating them in almost a blink of a time. That is impressive for a devil who was just reincarnated for a week that was perked with light. Is really impressive, said Ophis. Kuroka, it really is, Naya. You really a great person to make babies with. Issei, not caring in the slightest, you don't want to have intercourse with anybody right now, so wait if you really want kids, Kuroka. Everybody who knew Issei's perverted tendencies was shocked at hearing this. How you filth, let go of meth, Fallen shrieked in disgust as she swung her spear a few times trying to fret herself, only to her horror to see her spear getting destroyed by a well-placed hit from an armored claw, only for her to quickly flap her wings trying to force him to let go of her, as she lifted off the ground. You are mine, you take this. The teen roared like a dragon as he swung his armored hand once more. The connection was made and the fallen coughed and gasped as she was hit. The hit was so strong that she felt like she was hit by a tank, and not by a filthy human. And to add her fury, she was flung outside of a church through the wall that fell on top of her, making her lose fainted. The teen muttered in exhaustion as his legs give way, his adrenaline and power up wearing off, making him cringe as he saw the floor welcoming his face to a painful landing. Though before he could be more intimate with the cold stone floor, his body was stopped with a pair of arms around his torso keeping him up. And it did not take much for the teen to know who saved him from his date with Stone. You are a bit late, Casanova spoke in a tone that was mixed with anger and exhaustion. Issei, you were a bit late back then. Kiba, I already told you the reason why. Hiyuo president said not to interfere, so I stood back and observed. The voice of a male was heard making the brown-haired teen groan before something came to his attention, but he quickly put it aside. Issei, I still wonder why you told him to interfere back then, Bachu. Rias annoyed because he called her Bachu. I simply wanted to see what you could do. Issei, okay Bachu. Well, Issei, I must say you really did a number on her. And you are a devil for just a week or so. Your growth is astonishing. The male that supported the teen spoke in admiration in his tone. It sounds to me that Issei spoke again, but he bit his tongue as he saw the rest of his group entering the room where the battle was held. The group that entered consisted of girls. The first one was a girl with crimson hair and baby blue eyes. Her name was Rias Gremery. The second one was a busted black-haired girl with violet-colored eyes. Her name is Akino Himejima. The last girl was a loli with white hair and golden, almost cat-like eyes. The name of the loli is Kaneko Tuju. Issei chuckled at Kaneko's description. The boy who saved Issei from his love affair with the ground was named Kiba Yudo. He has short blonde hair and bluish-colored eyes. Well, I am extremely impressed with my adorable pawn. You managed to defeat an opponent that had more battle experience and power. You are truly a unique catch, Rias said with a huge smile on her face as she saw that her pawn was alive and even managed to beat the fallen angel that was beyond doubt stronger than him. Though she could clearly see that her piece did not get away without a scratch, but that was to be expected. Yofufu Issei, you are truly a monster, Yofufu. I wonder, are you a monster in other areas? Akino questioned as she licked her in a UAL way. Yofufu, you never answered me. Issei, are you a monster in other areas? Don't know, and I don't want to find out. Here she is, President, the midget said in her emotionless tone that made Issei really think that she was half machine. But he put that aside to focus on a fallen that was ceremonially thrown towards them. Very nice work, Kaneko. And of course you as well, Issei. I was having only a bit of doubt in your power, but it looks like it was misplaced. The reedhead said in a regal tone that showed her superiority, though that tone also irked something inside Issei that he was not sure why, but he ignores it for now. Alone, before somebody asked why he felt like that, it is because even though he was born as half-evil dragon, he was still half-dragon, so it irked him. Azazala, thank you. Thanks, President. But me, those light spears hurt like a. Issei cringed as the pain again assaulted his body, making him bite his nose so as not to let a scream out, which made Akino lick her as a small blush came over her beautiful face. Every male in the room saddest, though even with that everyone present could clearly see his pain. But they put it aside for now as they needed to get rid of a little crow firstly. It was making Issei slowly start question things that happened. He was not as stupid as some would think, he was just lazy to think sometimes. But seeing how everyone was more focused on a damn crow than their injured teammate, it set an alarm in his head. Issei, okay, how do you know that I'm too lazy to think? Aloha, as I said, I know everything. Rias, so you aren't dumb. Drake, no, my partner is actually very smart. Drake, partner, now that I rewatch it, they were really suspicious back then. Issei, I agree with you, Drake. Akino, be a dear and wake up our sleeping guests, Rias calmly said, making the black-haired priestess smile. At once Akino replied, and before Issei could blink, a huge torrent of water hit the fallen woman, making her shriek from the sudden coldness. Oh, you are finally awake, I see, Rias commented as she walked slowly towards the now awakened fallen, who looked around to see what was happening only to quickly realize that she was surrounded by devils. Well, introductions are in order. I'm Rias Gremery, the heiress of the Gremery clan, and these are my adorable servants. You already know my pawn, the others are my queen Akino, Rook Kaneko, and the knight Kiba. Not that that was necessary, because you are not going to live for long, Rainier. Yes, I know your name well. Rias continued to talk as she pointed to everyone present, shocking the already shocked Rainier more. Gremoria, think you won just because you're here with your servants? There are other fallen angels here with me. They will soon come to hell. Rainier spoke with a bit of fury to try and hide her fear, though it didn't last long. They won't come to help you, because my Quen and I finished them off before coming here. I think you can recognize these feathers. You fallen can see the difference in them from who they are. Can't you? Rias stopped Rainier in mid-sentence, making her gasp at what she saw. Terror overtook Rainier as she saw feathers of her fallen comrades and allies Calawarner, Donasek and Middleton in the hands of crimson-haired Princess of Destruction. Now she knew that she was all alone, and the damage she took from the pervert was too much for her to even move, let alone fight. So, when muscles won't win, she started to rack her brain for a way out. You want to know why you lost to this boy? Fallen Ingro, Rainier asked Rias as she looks in the purple eyes of the shaking Rainier. The answer to that is amazingly simple. His sacred gear is not a twice critical. It's the boosted gear, the gauntlet of the Red Dragon of Domination, aka the Red Dragon Emperor, explained Rias with a proud and smug look on her face as Rainier stared at her before her eyes turned to Issei in pure disbelief. I have the boosted gears, so I don't know why you are smug, Bachu, said Issei. You don't give vital information to the enemy. She could have found a way to escape. Rias hang her head in shame. What, you are saying that the legendary gear is in this dork and perv? Rainier for the life of her could not imagine how and why. Though then was something that clicked in her mind, a crucial piece of information that she knew was a lifesaver. So that is the reason. Rainier slowly spoke before she started to chuckle a bit at how this devil's operation was planned. Which she needed to give them credit, it was very well planned. What operation? Asked Issei, suspicious. You said something, Fallen, Issei questioned in a bit harsher tone than he intended, as he was fed up with this whole ordeal, and just wanted to go home and sleep. Yea, cough, I do tell me, Issei, did it, cough, ever cross your mind how did you become devil? Rainier spoke between coughs, as her lungs were no doubt pierced by her rib cage that was a present from Issei to her. Well, she killed me and Rias revived me because she is a high-class devil and the juristator of Ko, said Issei. Wait, doesn't a devil who jurist at a town know when somebody enters their territory, thought Issei, though that question started something in his mind. How did he become a devil? He was sure as hell that he was not superstitious or that he believed in good. Well, technically he did, though since he is Japanese he is of a different religion, but that was beside the point. What do you mean? Issei questioned, not noticing the others flinch at the question that Rainier asked. Well, cough, how come did that red-haired cough knew you were with me and you are dead? The black-haired fallen angel asked with a vicious smirk on her face as Issei's eyes widened in surprise at first before his brain registered what Rainier asked. And that made his surprised eyes to narrow so much that it looked as if he closed them. Though what Rainier saw made her pale more than the thought of death at the hands of the red-haired teen. While Rias and others gasped at what they heard and moved to finish off Rainier, they were in shock when they felt Issei's power suddenly erupted in a maelstrom of crimson, red, and black vortex. In the reaction room, Issei started to think deeper on Rainier. Words and voices started to appear in Issei's head, but snaped out of them and ignored them. Crom Cruach just grinned, feeling that the black power that Issei is admitting is his own. Everybody else is shocked at how much power Issei is admitting. Only Rainier could see Issei's eyes, and what she was something she never imaged, saying. The normal chocolate brown eyes were replaced with a beautiful crimson red, but the pupil of the eyes were changed into a slit like lizard eyes. The normal eye white of the former human eyes changed into demonic black, giving him a pure menacing appearance. Everyone was at awe because of Issei's new eyes, but the dragon felt insulted that their eyes were compared to that of lizards. Issei was ready to tear Rias apart for letting him die, but was held by his seat because of a low. Everyone took a step back, with Rainier trying desperately to escape, but the glare of Issei made her froze in place. The other devils didn't know what to do. They felt suddenly so powerless, like they awakened a beast that is about to be released from its cage. While the powerful black and red aura that surrounded Issei started to have sparks in them, the sparks grew larger and stronger to the point it became like thunderbolts. Crom Cruach just smiled like a madman seeing the black lightning bolts. Rias, feeling the power that was released from Issei, tried to walk up to him, but it was proven useless when the moment she tried to get close, a bolt of black lightning fired straight at Rias, who was caught by surprise and was sent flying across the church and flew straight out of the door. In the reaction room, everybody was caught off guard that Issei really attacked her while the evil dragons were just smirking like piscos. The other were shocked. Kiba created a sword and charged at Issei, who remained silent, but his eyes were still watching the crow that ruined his life. Kiba closed the distance between him and Issei and was about to attack him with his sword. Boost! The sound of the red gauntlet on Issei's left hand roared, making Kiba confused at what he heard. Kiba was suddenly met with an immense pain in his stomach. Looking downwards, he saw Issei's right hand caved into his gut. He coughed up some blood and looked up in the glaring eyes of Issei. Kiba had to admit he felt terrified at what he saw in those eyes. The pure hate, anger, betrayal, and fury laying within Tem, making the Knight of Gremory regret he ever crossed path with the monster. In the reaction room, everybody but the dragons widened their eyes with how brutal he is and terrified at Issei's eyes. But it didn't end there. Kiba suddenly felt an intense pain course through his body. But before he could scream, Issei used his left hand and punched him straight in the face, sending him flying through the doors of the church in the same direction his master was sent. The other devils were planning on what to do. Akino flew in the air and prepared to electrocute Issei. Kaneko helped the others. I will try to distract Slam Crash. Akino wasn't able to finish her sentence because Issei flew up to her and delivered a swift kick to her head, sending her crashing into the wall. Kaneko looked shocked at the sudden speed of Issei. She looked back at the pawn, but to her surprise was what was on his back. Midnight black scaled wings with a hint of red were on his back. They weren't his devil wings. The wings that Issei had were way more beautiful and magnificent. Everybody in the reaction room was awed at Issei's new wings. Crom Cruach, that's my son. Evil dragons, wait, what? Issei looked at the white-haired lowly with a predatory gaze, making the underclassmen shiver. Leave, Issei said with a surprisingly calm voice. The white-haired devil was shocked at what he said but didn't need to be told twice and ran out of the church. Sirs, that is a surprisingly calm tone for someone who just made this much destruction. Everybody else agreed. Issei looked back at the fallen angel. He descended back to the ground and slowly walked up to her body. The vortex of power surrounded Issei started to grow. His black-scaled wings looked more majestic and intimidating. His crimson-red eyes looked at the fallen angel like his next prey ready to be devoured. The fallen angel looked at the monster that was in front of her and shivered in fear. What are you gonna do with Madame Rainier? Asked with obvious fear in her voice. I will make you pay, Issei answered in a deep and menacing demonic voice. The TV shut down. Okay, that it's for today. You can rest till we start the new part. Issei, wait, can I ask Bachu a question? Yes, you may. Issei, did you really let me die at the hands of my first girlfriend? Rias with a lot of fear in her voice. Yes, I did. Issei with anger, why? Rias, I thought you would be loyal to me. Issei while having tears in his eyes, you could have just asked me if I wanted to join. Okay, enough drama, I have something to do. Alo comes back after dealing what he needed to do and asked himself why it is so quiet in his house. The first see after going in is Issei sleeping and resting with Ophis while everybody is watching them. Okay, what happened here? Michael, we don't know, they just fell asleep together. Okay, but I want to continue the dimension. Yasaka, I will do it. Thank you. Yasaka goes and wakes Issei and Ophis up, to which both just yawn cutely. Issei, good morning Yasaka-san. What do you need? We just wanted to continue watching the dimension hiatus-san. Issei, okay. Office, but I want to sleep. Issei, then you can rest on my shoulder. Ophis, thank you. The TV comes down. Now let's continue. Unknown area. A tall handsome man wearing a black coat with a long mixture of black and blonde hairs as well as heterochromatic eyes was walking in a wasteland alone. His right eye was gold and his left eye was black, and he has pointed ears. The man was walking through the wasteland, but behind him were countless amount of bodies from demons and monsters laying dead on the ground. The man looked around and sighed. He was yearning for a good battle, but unfortunately none of those demons were able to give him what he wanted. Issei, well, that are a lot of bodies. Asia terrified, we does somebody kill so many beings? Crom Cruach, because I wanted to have a good fight. Irina, it is still not right to kill so many just because you want to fight. Crom Cruach, well, the red dragon doesn't say anything against it. Because you wanted to fight and they weren't able to give it to you, so you killed them, simple logic. Val, I agree. What a waste of my time, the man mentally said to himself, but his thoughts were disrupted when he sensed a powerful aura being unsealed. His eyes widened when he recognized the aura. Issei, he asks out loud. He immediately went into action and unfolded his wings. The wings were a pure midnight black-scaled wings. The wings were majestic and intimidating, making him look like some type of god or supreme being. The man flew in the air with blinding speed while having one thought in his mind. I am coming, son. Great Red, sometimes I forgot that Issei is Crom's son in this dimension. Office just woke you, Pan, that's why I call you Baka Red. Unknown castle. In a castle in the middle of nowhere, a beautiful woman with snow-white hair and crimson-red eyes was laying on her back. What is most surprising, that she completely naked with bulk and red bat-like wings and a black tail with an arrow tip on it coming from her lower back. She had large horns on each side of her head, giving her a more demonic appearance. Issei whistling, whoa, she's hot. Baiku also whistling, I agree, Red Dragon Emperor. Vala, I can't disagree with you on that on. Issei and Baikova, no you can't. The woman was staring aimlessly at the ceiling of her castle. How boring, there is nothing to do. The woman whispered to herself and closed her eyes, trying to get some sleep. But her eyes were forced to open when she sensed a powerful aura spike. She sat up from her bed with a shocked expression. This aura was something she never felt before. It felt so powerful. Raw, dense, and primal. It made the woman blush when she felt the power growing wider. All boys in unison, is she and M. Although I will not answer that, you need to find out by yourself. Oh my Satan, what is that power? She said out loud with shivers, sensing the power. She quickly snapped her fingers and her naked form changed into a revealing black and red outfit. She walked up to the window and opened it. She jumped out of the window and flew into the air. There was one thought in her mind when she was flying towards the direction of the Pillar of Power. Issei, hey, hello. Hello, what is it, Issei? Issei, you said that I was a dragon devil human hybrid there, right? Hello, yes, I did. Is she my mother? Hello, no, she isn't. You will see what she wants from you. Okay, I need to find him. I need to find that power and make him my master. And with that, the woman flew with high speed at the direction of the tsunami of power. Issei, oh, so she wants to become my servant. Hello, yes. Kuroka, what is she? Nya? Hello, you will see. Abandoned church. Issei was standing in front of the fallen angel called Rainer. The fallen angel that ruined his life. He was glaring at her. Pure anger and malice were flaring in his now crimson red eyes. The fallen angel was laying on the ground in pain and fear on what this monster will do to her. She never was so scared in her life. The boy in front of her was supposed to be useless pervert who was lucky to get a sacred gear. But that boy was no more, and in front of her was none other than the vessel of the dragon of domination. The true might of the Red Dragon Emperor was standing in front of her, towering her like a predator is stalking its prey. Drago, am so happy with the Issei of the other dimension. He completely dominated her. Issei red eyes looked at the fallen, thinking on what to do. He wanted to kill her, but that would be the most merciful thing he could think of. And oh, he wanted to make her suffer, make her pay for what she done. Then Issei's attention shifted towards her wings, those disgusting black feathered wings that haunts his memories. Issei, before somebody says, those wings had caused almost every bad memory of me. Everybody else just nodded. An evil grin slowly made its way on Issei's face, and he started to walk to the weakened fallen angel. The fallen angel tried to crawl away but was stopped when Issei grabbed her by the leg and swiftly swung her around like a baseball bat, making her crash face first at the podium behind her. Crash. Valeth, that's a really evil grin you got there, rival. Ajuka, that was a really hard hit. Surzex, yeah, it really is. The sound of the crow crashing into the wall was heard. Issei looked at the fallen angel, who started to move and tried to stand up. She turned around with tears in her eyes. She knew she messed up big time and prayed to her creator for mercy. Please have mercy, the fallen angel said while sobbing, but Issei didn't care. He walked up to the downed fallen angel and grabbed both of her wings. Rainier's eyes widened when she felt Issei's hands grab on her wings, and her eyes started to widen in horror when she felt a very painful sting on her back. Rainier screamed in agony when she felt her own wings being pulled apart from her body. Please stop. Azazel with wide eyes, damn, he's brutal. Asia Thioseason. Issei, what is it, Asia? Asia, why did you do that? Issei smiling like a madman because it's fun. Everybody sweat-roped at his answer, ignoring the scream from the fallen angel, and continued pulling on her wings, and slowly the wings were ripped from her body, making the fallen angel scream and cry in pain. Issei had both ripped of wings in his hands and looked at them with disgust. He threw the wings away and looked at the crying fallen. Not feeling any sympathy or remorse at what he has done, Issei grabbed the fallen angel by her hair, making her look at him with tears in her eyes. Please, mercy, she begged with the last of her strength. In the reaction room, everybody was terrified what Issei has done to Rainier. Surzexo, Satan, that is really brutal. Evil dragons, cut her head. Azazel, damn, they wanna see lots of blood. Issei's eyes narrowed at the crying fallen angel and let go of her hair, making her drop on her knees. She looked up and saw his glaring eyes. Issei slowly opened his mouth, and his demonic voice was heard. I will let you live, but if I even see you again, I will finish what I started. Understood? Issei's demonic voice spoke, making the fallen angel and thank whoever was listening, and tried to stand up on her knees and ran out of the church. Issei's eyes soon went to his deceased friend's body, who was still laying on the seat. Issei walked up to her dead body and picked her up in his arms. Issei, why didn't he kill her? Alone, because he saw it as pointless. Issei, still boring. I am sorry, friend, that I couldn't protect you, but I will make sure that no one will try and take advantage of you ever again, Issei said while tears started to drip down from his face on Asia's peaceful face. Surzex, so Asia didn't get reincarnated in this dimension. Alone, no, she wasn't. Issei, who still had his new black wings out, started to hover in the air and slowly started to fly out of the church window and fly in the night sky. Minutes later, Issei was still flying in the night sky, not having a destination in mind. Issei didn't know where to go or what to do. He just wanted to make sure that no one will find Asia's body. Ajuka, so he wanted that nobody can forcefully reincarnate her in this dimension. Allo, correct, Beelzebub. After half an hour of aimlessly flying, Issei started to grow tired and descended to the ground by a cave. Issei landed in front of a cave and retracted his wings. Issei walked into the cave with Asia's body in his hands. Issei's devil vision allowed his to see through the dark cave. Issei suddenly stopped when he heard the sound of somebody else landing on the ground. The green gem on Issei's left hand, who still had the boosted gear on, started to shine. Issei's body started to shake. Issei saw the figure who landed in front of the cave coming closer. A silhouette of a tall man came into his vision. "Who are you?" Issei asked in his demonic voice, but inwardly was scared. "Crom Cruach, so here come I." "Apophis, what do you mean, Cromsama?" "Crom Cruach, well, he is scared and a tall man, so it could only be me. Everybody else arrogant." "Me you don't recognize?" Meth voice said. He sounded like he was in his late 20s. It was a handsome man with black and blonde hair. His right eye gold, and his left was black. He had pointed ears and wore a black coat. "Crom Cruach, yep, it's me." "Issei, it sounds like it's you. Answer my question," Issei yelled out, his aura flaring a bit, but the man was unfazed at the anger and power from the Red Dragon Emperor. In the reaction room, everybody was shocked with the amount of power Issei released. "Surzex, well, that's a lot of power, and if it is really only a bit amount of his power." My, so much power you have," the man said while analyzing Issei. The man smirked and looked at Issei with a grin on his face. "They call me Crom Cruach, the Crescent Circle Dragon. But you can call me Father," the man said, making Issei shocked at what he just heard. "Issei, did you just do a Star Wars reference?" "Crom Cruach, what do you mean?" "Issei, the biggest villain of Star Wars, the middle trilogy, was Vader, and the main character was his son, so when they battled he told him that he is his father." "Crom Cruach, damn, really?" "All boys, yes." "What?" Issei asked, shocked, making the man nod. "Indeed, Issei Hayato, you are my son," the man named Crom Cruach said calmly to his supposed son. "Allo, okay, I'm back. What is going on?" "Surzex, nothing really." "Allo, okay, please sit down everybody so we can start." The TV reveals himself. A no cave. Issei was standing in front of the man that claims to be his father. Issei was shocked beyond reason and almost dropped Asia's corpse from the shock. "That can't be true," Issei asks. His demonic eyes started to return to normal and the anger surrounding him started to lessen. Eventually Issei dropped on his knees, still hiding Asia, making that she didn't fall on the ground. The man in front of him looked at his son with pity. He knew why his son was so saddened, and it appears that a good friend of Issei was killed by some supernatural beings. Crom slowly walked up to Issei, who was crying, and went on one knee and placed his hand on Issei's shoulder. Issei slowly raised his head. His eyes were still crimson red, but they at least looked human again. "It is true. Remember your black wings and the black lighting coming from your body. That is because you are my son, you inherit my power," Crom explained, making Issei think back when he was in the church. While he was incredibly angry and was thinking solely on releasing his anger on the ones that misused him, he did remember that he fired a bulk lighting bolt at Rias that sent her flying through the church. He also saw his wings when he was fighting the rest of the Gremry peerage. They were midnight. Black scales with a hint of crimson red in them. "Sona Lo, I would like to ask a question." "Allo, what is it?" "Sona, how did Crom Cruach know about Issei's wings and lighting?" "Aloha, he felt that Issei used black lightning and saw his wings when Issei landed at the cave." "Sona, thank you. So those wings and lighting power I have came from you?" Issei asks. His voice was back into his original human one. Crom nodded and raised his other hand, and sparks of black lightning coursed through his hand, making Issei's eyes widen. "Indeed, but that is not all. But before I tell you everything, should we bury that friend of yours?" Crom asked while pointing at Asia. Issei looked back at her lifeless body and nodded. "Issei, thank you for helping the other me bury her." "Crom Cruach, no problem, that other you is my son after all." Crom and Issei buried Asia deep inside of the cave, and to make sure that no one will be able to reincarnate her, Crom covered her body in a special dragon's aura that prevented her soul from ever returning to the land of the living. "Asia, it is weird seeing yourself get buried." Now Issei and Crom Cruach were sitting on a bench nearby the cave. There was an awkward silence between them, and neither both parties knew how to break the ice. But eventually Crom was tired of waiting. "Seraphal, that is really awkward. So here shall I begin?" Crom asks, making Issei think he wanted to know everything about him. How much of his life was a lie he needed to know, or else he couldn't trust anybody again. "My birth," Issei answered, making Crom nod. "Very well. But should we not have all people attending this talk?" Crom asks, making Issei confused. "Drag, I'm the only one who would be there, but partner didn't had awakened me back then." "Allo, you will see how you will attend this talk." "Who?" Issei asks. Crom didn't answer and simply grabbed Issei's left hand, and sparks of black lighting coursed through Crom and Issei. Both were unaffected by this. When Crom released Issei's hand, the boosted gear who has disappeared when he was burying Asia appeared, but this time it looked different. It looked more like a crimson-red dragonic with claws. Drake, so that's how. Drarig, damn Crom is a pisco. How, who dares awaken me from my slumber? A deep and powerful voice roared out loud. It has been a while, Drake, Crom said casually, making the red dragon emperor inside of the boosted gear slint for a second. The dragon soon realized who that man was and his eyes widened. Crom Cruach, Drake yelled, making Issei hold his head in pain from the insanely loud voice of the legendary dragon. Issei, damn, you were surprised, Drake. Drake, yes, I guess. Yup, that is me alright, Crom said with a grin. It was amusing to hear the famous red dragon emperor scream like a child. Huh, but why are you here? Drake asked, making Crom sigh. I will explain it now. So shut up, he raised his voice a bit, but soon calmed down. Let's start from the beginning. The day you weren't born, Issei, your mother Amelia became very sick. So sick, in fact, she died only days after your birth. But as her dying wish, she wanted you to experience a normal human life. So she and I sealed all your powers away and let you live in the human world with the Haida family and manipulated their minds into thinking that you are their son, Crom explained, making Issei shocked. So his current parents weren't his biological parents. Issei, so that's why other me didn't know. Hello, yes, that is the reason. Issei, Crom Cruach. Chromies, what is it? Issei, am I also your son? Crom, why do you ask? Issei, well, didn't know and only knew because of how angry I was at the church. Everybody else was shocked at his logic. Crom, good logic, but am not your father. Wait. But who was my mother? Issei asks, making Crom smile softly. Her name was Amelia Sparta, a hybrid between demon and human. Because of her human part, you were able to obtain the sacred gear, Crom explained, making Issei shocked. But who really was shocked was Drake when he heard the last name of Issei's mother. Succubus, the mother of other Issei, is a Sparta. Hello, yes, she is. Issei, hello, do you want to see his other family members? Everybody said yes. Hello, okay, this is besides Issei and his mother, the youngest. His name is Nero Sparta. Aquino era, he's really hot. Rias, I agree, Aquino. Hello, but he's already taken his girlfriend, is called Kairi. Issei, damn, she's hot. Hello, shiz, but now Issei's grandfather Dante. Ajuka, he has an interesting sword. Kiba, I agree, what is it called? Hello, his sword is called DSD. Zenoviadst. Hello, short form for Devil's Sword Dante. Kiba, he named his sword after him. Hello, yes, he did, but next is his granduncle called Virgil. Alawan, before you asked, his sword is called Yamato. Kiba, thank you. Alono, his great-grandfather, the legendary Dark Knight Sparta. Alo, on the right is Sparta, and on the left his great-grandmother Eva. Michael, the wife of Sparta, is called Eva. Alo, yes, she is, but we need to continue with the story. Did you just said Sparta as in the legendary Dark Knight Sparta? Drake asks in total shock. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. Yup, that legendary devil is Issei's great-grandfather, Crom revealed, making the Welsh dragon speechless. Issei was confused at why the dragon inside of him was acting this way and decided to ask. What is Sparta? Issei asks his father, who chuckled at his son's ignorance. Rias, really, Issei? Issei, sorry that I was a devil for a week and wasn't told anything about that. Sparta is the name of the legendary devil that single-handed conquered the underworld and overthrew the emperor of the underworld Mundus. He was the strongest devil to have ever lived in his time, Crom revealed, making Issei shocked to the point he was about to pass out. Wait, that means that I was a devil when I was born? Issei asks, making Crom nod. Yeah, your mother was 75% devil and 5% human. Meaning when you were born you were 5% dragon, 5% devil and 5% human, Crom said, making Issei nod. But this raised another question. Wait, but what happened to my humanity? I was reincarnated into a devil, Issei asks, making Crom glance with him with a serious look. Crom narrowed his eyes and looked at Issei's aura, and indeed, his humanity looked to be gone. Sir Zexrias, you are dead in this dimension. If Crom Cruach finds out what you done to his son, even I can help you. Then Crom Cruach is the only other dragon on heavenly class and surpassed it. Rias gulped and prayed to the mouse for other hers luck to survive. What happened to you? Crom asks in a low but dangerous tone. The air around them shifted and became heavier. Issei started to explain the whole way how he became a devil, and let's just say Crom was a little more than pissed. When Issei finished explaining, Crom had a black and gold aura surrounding him, and powerful black lighting sparks was coursing through his body. The face of Crom was one of pure anger and malice. The face easily was more terrifying than Issei's. Hell, even Issei was shivering from the insane amount of power coming from his father. That I will rip her apart, Crom roared in fury. His voice was more demonic, causing the whole area to shake. Issei fell from the bench onto his but he was honestly terrified of his father's outbursts. But luckily the Drake had a solution to make the strongest evil dragon calm down. Issei, I am intrigued at how you are going to calm him down, partner, and Botcher the other you is dead. Saji, I don't like to say this, but Issei is right, you are dead. Crom, stop this at once. Do you wish to attract the devils and the Shinto gods? Drake roared from the boosted gear, catching Crom's attention, and indeed the dragons soon calmed down. Oddenwell, that was a mighty fine trick there. I would have repeated something like this from Loki. Sorry for that, Crom said in a low tone. His anger was still clearly present in his voice, and malice and blood could be sensed from him. Issei recovered and sat back on the bench and took a breath out of relief. He was fortunate to have the Welsh dragon calm down his father. Dad, may I ask who my mother was and how she was? Issei asks. Crom looked at Issei and his face softens. Your mother carried many personality traits as your grandfather Dante, the legendary demon hunter. Why? Doesn't take many things serious. Likes to show off. Love for pizza, likes mocking her enemy, and much more. That is one of the reasons I fell in love with your mother. She was always true to herself and will do whatever it takes to protect what was important to her, Crom said with a soft tone, making Issei smile slightly. It felt good to hear that his mother was such a person. Oh yes, she was a massive pervert, Crom suddenly said, making Issei's eyes widen. Issei, so that is how other me got his perversion. Sirzex, how was it with you? Issei, well, my father told me I should get a harem when I was a little kid. My grandfather, who we often visited, was also a massive pervert. Azazel, okay. No wonder where I got it from, Issei mentally said to himself. Saying how he is a massive pervert. I see. She sounds like a lovely woman, Issei said, making Crom nod. Crom's eyes widened and searched in his pockets for something. When he found it, he took out a note and handed it to Issei. Your mother, final words before she passed, Crom said, making Issei nod, and read what was in the letter. Issei, that is going to be interesting. Crom Cruach, I agree, but she does sound like a lovely woman. Apophis, I agree, my lord. If you are reading this, Issei, that means you finally met your dad. I wish I could have seen you grow up and become badass like me and your grandfather Dante, but unfortunately fate has been aid to me and your family. Issei, yes, she really is a Sparta with her words. I wanted to say in this letter that you to live life as a family, but being the son of the strongest evil dragon and great-grandson of the most strongest devil ever, it would be very difficult for you to live a normal life. So me and Crom have decided to seal all of your powers so nobody would be able to find out your true heritage. As you probably found out from Crom Cruach, that was intended. I am the granddaughter of the legendary Dark Knight Sparta and the daughter of the legendary demon hunter Dante. So our legacy is a very powerful and important one for the supernatural world, meaning I had to go to extreme measures to make sure that you could not be revealed by some accident. Issei, while spitting out his drink, Crom Cruach, oh, that's a great name. Crom Cruach, don't you dare use it. So I used the legendary devil sword Sparta to seal your powers. If you want to unseal your demonic heritage and tap into your badass devil powers, you need to take that sword along with the rebellion and the Yamato, the sword of your grandfather Dante, and his douchebag brother Virgil, and stab yourself with it. I know it sounds insane, but that is the only way for you to unlock your true demonic power and be the super badass you were destined to be. You can find those swords back at the of your great-grandfather. Ask Crom Cruach to bring you there. Issei, is stabbing yourself a tradition in the Sparta family? Hello, what do you mean? Issei, okay, like Dante stabbed himself to unlock his true devil powers and Virgil stabbed himself to separate man from devil. Hello, good point. With that out of the way, I wish I could be there to see you grow up and live a happy family along with Crom Cruach. P.S. Please continue to call him that for me. Never forget that I love you, Issei. Your forever loving badass mother. Amelia Sparta Jackpot. Ajuka, like a true Sparta from Dante's route, she has his phrase of jackpot. Tears started to fall from Issei's face onto the letter. His mother's final words really hit hard. He clutches the letter by his chest. Now he really wished he could have met his mother. She sounds like an awesome woman. She really sounds like a badass. Issei softly whispered, but Crom heard it and nodded. Issei, she does sound badass. Val, I agree with you, rival. I would love to have battled her. Indeed, that was the only thing Crom said. Issei stood up and wiped all the tears away. I think it is time to unseal my true heritage, Issei said with a small smirk, making Crom look at him, and his eyes widen. But soon shock turned into a grin and Crom nodded. Issei, yes, go stab yourself. Then let's go, Crom said with a grin. The TV goes back. Allo, that it's for now. Issei, oh, I wanted to see him sap himself. Allo, then wait till I am back. Issei, okay, bye bye Allo. Allo, bye. A portal opens in the back of the reaction room. Allo steps out of the portal well and back, and everybody is already in his seat. Ophis, I sensed that you were coming and told everyone to sit down. Allo, thank you Ophis. Issei, can we continue? I want to see him get stabbed. Allo, well, we continue now. The TV comes out. Abandoned mansion. Issei and Crom Cruach arrived at what looked to be an abandoned manor. It looked fancy but a bit old. So this is the place where grandfather was born, Issei asks, making Crom nod. Not only was it the birthplace of your grandfather and your great-uncle, both your mother and yourself were born here, Crom revealed, making Issei eyes widen. So that's where I was born, in that dimension. Allo, that's where all Spardas are born. Issei, so others me kids will also be born there. Really, Issei asks in shock. Of course Issei didn't know because he started living in the human world when he was about a week old. Crom only nodded, and both father and son walked through the gates of the mansion. After a couple of meters of walking, Crom stopped and placed his hand on Issei's shoulder. What is it, Dad? Issei said a bit hesitantly. He wasn't used to call someone he met less than an hour ago his father. Let's go to the garden first, Crom said, and continued walking while not waiting for Issei's response. Issei was confused at first but nonetheless followed his father to the garden. Issei, why do they go to the garden? Allo, you will see Issei, you will see. The garden was a massive grass field with a giant tree that had a swing on it. But that was their destination. When they reached what looked to be a graveyard, Issei slowed down his walking and looked around the graveyard. There were 7 tombstones perfectly stating next to each other. Issei, so it's a graveyard that is for the Sparta family. Allo, yes it is. Issei looked at the first tombstone and saw the name Sparta on it was a beautiful portrait of a middle-aged man with white hair and hazel-colored eyes. On the tombstone wrote, symbol of hope for humans and proud Phaedaro of 2 sons. Rias, that is a nice description. Kaneko, yes it really is. Issei smiled softly, saying the picture of his ancestor. He looked to the tombstone next to it and saw the name Eva on it. Like the first one, it showed a portrait of a beautiful young woman around her 20s. She had blonde hair and crimson-red colored eyes. On her tombstone wrote, loving and caring mother of 2 children. Issei's smile was still present on his face, and small tears started to drip from his face. It felt so weird finding out that you have a family only to discover that most of them are dead. Issei looked again to the left and saw 2 tombstones staring right next to each other. Vala, I felt bad for the other rivals. He just found out he has a family, but most of them are dead. Everybody who knew about Virgil and Dante chuckled a bit. Even in dead they still have a stare off. Issei walked over to them and saw the names of the tombstones. Dante and Virgil. Those were Issei's grandfather and great-uncle. Issei looked at the portraits and saw 2 adults on it. Both had white hair but different hairstyles and the same hazel-colored eyes. One had short hair barely reaching his shoulders. He had a small slime on his face. The other person had his hair styled backwards. He had a more serious expression on his face. On their tombstones said something that made him chuckle a bit. Pizza-loving idiot and power-hungry idiot. Serafalo, that are great names for them both. Surzex, yeah, that are just them explained in 3 words. Issei smiled at the portraits of his grandfather and great-uncle. He looked to the side and saw the same picture of his great-grandmother, but this time the name said Trish. This made Issei confused at why there were 2 portraits of the same person. Crom, who was silently standing next to him, saw his confused expression and smiled. Your grandmother Trish was a demon created to look like your great-grandmother. The nemesis of Sparta, Mundus, tried to defeat Dante using his own emotion against him. Crom explained, making Issei nod in understanding. On his grandmother portrait said, Surzex, wait, why didn't we know that? Allo, Dante kept that secret to himself. Surzex, oh okay, thank you for the information. Issei, what a cruel bastard. Most badass female demon ever to have lived. Moving to the next tombstone, Issei saw a young man with short white hair and hazel-colored eyes. Like Virgil, he had a serious expression on his face. On it said Nero, but before Issei could respond the boosted gear appeared and Drake spoke out loud. I remember him. He was the strongest host of my rival, the Vanishing Dragon. Drake said, making Issei's eyes widen. He learned from the rivalry between the heavenly dragons when he was traveling with his father to this location. Vala, wait, was Nero really the strongest ever? Albion, you said I am only surpassed by one predecessor. Albion, yes, he really was the strongest, and I quite enjoyed my time with him. Vala, I see, so to become the strongest white dragon emperor. How strong was he? Issei asked the Welsh dragon. He was powerful, all right. Even without the gear, he was a force of nature. He died fighting my strongest host called Belzard Ackerman. Drake revealed, making Issei eyes widen. Every cultured Bisasagio Sasagio Shinso Sasagio. Women, really, boys will always be boys. I see. Issei said and saw the text on the tombstone, and it made him almost laugh out loud. It simply said, dead weight. Issei, why was he called death weight if he was so strong? Allo, just wait, and you will get your answers. Issei's smile was still visible on his face. Crom was confused at why Issei was laughing and looked at the tombstone and understood the reason why his son was acting this way. While he be known as the strongest white dragon emperor, his family usual made fun of him by calling him deadweight. Crom said with a light chuckle, Issei, really, that is the reason? Allo, yes, he was strong, but his father, uncle and grandfather were all stronger, so they called him that. Issei nodded and moved to the last tombstone. Issei's eyes widened when he read the name of his mother on it. Amelia. Issei looked at the woman on the portrait and saw a woman of pure beauty. She had pale skin with snow-white hair and beautiful crimson-red-colored eyes. Issei smiled softly at the picture of his mother. He wishes he could have met her, but fate had to be cruel. Crom stood next to Issei while looking at the picture of his dead wife. He looked back at his hand where a black ring with a red gemstone was. It was his wedding ring after he married Amelia. It brought back fond memories of them spending time together. Crom, other me really loves her, doesn't he? Allo, yes, he really does. Issei, who was looking at the grave of his mother, silently made a promise to himself. Mom, I know you don't hear this, but I want to make a promise that I won't ever be manipulated again. I promise you that I will protect the people that are dear to me and do whatever it takes to make them smile. I promise you that, Mom. Issei thought determined to himself. Issei, well, I hope he can hold his promise that he made. Issei, unlike myself. After a couple of minutes of mourning, Issei and Crom decided to enter the home of the Sparta family. The mansion was old but luxurious. But for Issei it gave warm, welcoming feeling. Issei and Crom made it to the living room, where the first thing that caught their attention is the massive portrait on the wall. It wasn't old, but Issei could make out what it was. It was his great-grandparent along with their children. Issei looked around and saw the swords standing in front of the massive portrait. Issei walked over to the swords with Crom following right behind him. Rius, wasn't the Sparta and Rebellion fused to the DSD? Allo, yes it was, but they separated again after Dante died. So are those the demonic swords? Issei asks while walking, making his way to the swords. There were different type of swords. A massive one-bladed sword looked to have eyes and bones in it, a beautiful katana with blue highlights, and lastly a dagger that has a skull on it. Issei, wait, wasn't Rebellion a long sword? Why is it a dagger there? Allo, you will see. Indeed, the massive one-bladed sword is Sparta, the katana is Yamato, and the dagger was Rebellion, but it shattered many years ago. Crom said and saw Issei picking up the shattered Rebellion. Issei, ah, so it shattered, okay. Issei had the sword of his grandfather in his hands and knew what he must do. So I have to stab myself with the Rebellion to unlock my true demonic powers? Issei asked for clarification. Indeed. But you need to hold on the Sparta and Yamato at the same time. Your mother said something of absorbing the demonic essence of the swords, Crom said, making Issei nod. He was nervous, but he desperately wanted to become stronger. He placed Rebellion on the ground and placed his hands on the largest demonic sword, Sparta. Issei tried to lift it up, but it was too heavy for him to lift it. Serzex, don't be down, Issei, the Sparta sword is ridiculously heavy, and you need to have a lot of demonic energy to lift it. Damn, this thing is heavy, Issei said while trying to lift the massive sword from the ground. Crom looked amused at his son's failed attempt and decided to help him. Crom swiftly lifted the massive sword and impaled it in the ground. Here, this should help, he said, and saw the pout on Issei's face. The reason you weren't able to wield that sword is the lack of demonic energy in your body. Without it you won't be able to lift this sword, Crom said, making Issei nod. Issei moved on to the Yamato and picked it up from the ground. Issei looked at the katana and he admitted that it was a beautiful piece of art. Issei, it really is beautiful. I would like to wield it myself. Allo, should I make a copy of it and give it to him? Please tell me if I should to it. After the reaction to Issei's bio, he looked back at Croam and saw him nod. Issei picked up the shattered rebellion from the ground and looked again at the massive portrait. He gave one final smirk and turned the rebellion around and impaled himself in the gut. Stab. Issei with a pisco grin. Yes, he stabbed himself. Vala, Albion, I think rival is going insane. Albion, I agree, Vala. Issei took a step back while trying to stand up. He still held on the Yamato, and quickly placed his free hand back on the rebellion which was impaled in his gut. Pushed it deeper. After shoving the rebellion deeper in his gut, he placed his hand on the Sparta. Issei felt a warm wave of energy course through his body, and closed his eyes. Crom saw that the rebellion was absorbed in Issei's body, and the Yamato and Sparta were down the same. A powerful black and red aura swirled around Issei, and it started go cover Issei's body. The last thing he heard was a powerful roar from Issei. Ajuka, that is really a lot of power he is emitting. Issei's demonic voice roared loudly, and a powerful demonic aura exploded, catching even Crom by surprise, and had to embrace himself for the explosion of power. Crom, that is really a lot of power. Ophis, Red Dragon Emperor. Issei, what is it, Ophis? Ophis, can you also release such a power? Issei, don't know, maybe when I would have full control of the Juggernaut drive. When the explosion ended, Crom looked back at the direction of Issei and saw what he can only describe a true devil. Issei in his true devil form looked around and pretty much felt different. He slowly floated from the floor and spreaded his wings. He had devil wings with strange patterns on them. He looks like the Sin Devil Trigger of Dante. Issei slowly raised his right hand and a red blackish aura surrounded it. Soon after, a black and red double-bladed sword appeared. Issei looked at his new sword with awe, but suddenly felt his body in pain and his devil form was deactivated. Issei landed on the floor panting. He still had the sword in his hands. One thing that was definitely has changed, that his normal chocolate brown hair changed pure white. Issei, that is a really cool sword, and the devil form is badass as. Vala, I agree with you, rival. Crom, who was shocked at first but helped Issei back on his feet. It took a minute, but Issei was able to get on his feet and started talking again. So I guess it was a success, Issei said while being recovered from what just happened. Indeed. The seal placed on your body is gone, meaning you were just how you were born, except that your human side is now gone, Crom said, making Issei nod. He understood that thanks to the reincarnation as a devil, his last part of his humanity was stolen from him. Issei, yeah, I also remember what happened, glaring at Rias. But before Issei could talk further, the boosted gear suddenly appeared and Drake started talking. Hey partner, I need to tell you something, Drake said, catching both Issei's and Crom's attention. What is it, Drake? Issei asked the Welsh dragon. I think you should know, you didn't only absorb the demonic essence of all the 3 demonic swords, but as well the demonic essence inside your evil pieces, Drake said, making Issei confused, but Crom Cruach understood what the Welsh dragon was saying, but suddenly his eyes widened when he thought what could have happened. Surzex and Rias, wait, does that mean? Wait, are you telling me that Issei have access to that? Crom said, making Issei more confused. What? Issei asked, making his father look at him in the eyes. Issei, I need you to image a sphere of destructive demonic energy, Crom ordered, making Issei confused, but seeing his serious expression, Issei complied and closed his eyes and raised his right hand. Issei imaged exactly what they asked of him, and moments later he felt something on his right hand. He heard a gasp of his father, and opened his eyes and saw a black and red sphere of energy floating right above his hand. Surzex, that is. Rias, the power of destruction. Venelana era, but how can he use it? Well, he was a devil and absorbed the demonic essence of a devil who can use it so. Issei looked a bit confused and looked at his father, who had the biggest grin on his face. What is this, Dad? Issei asks while playing around with the sphere in his hands. That my son is the power of destruction, the same power of your so-called master, Crom answered, making Issei shocked. Crom Cruach, well, that's a new power already. What next? He gets the Queen of Succubus as his servant. Wait, but how was I able to get this power? Issei asks, but Drake answered this time. It happened when you absorbed the essence of the demonic swords. When you did, you not only absorbed the essence of the swords but the evil pieces as well. Because your master is someone who carries the power of destruction. And because of that, the evil pieces you have carries a bit of essence that resembles the power of destruction, Drake explained, making Issei and Crom nod. Venilana era, that makes sense. Allo, that is exactly what I said. I see then. So we need to learn on how to master this new POW as well, Issei said, making Crom nod. Yes, speaking of your training. What do you want to do for you to master your new demonic powers and dragon powers will take a very long time, Crom said, making Issei think. He has a point, training would definitely take a lot of time. But before Issei could say something, a female seductive voice made itself known. Issei, I bet Dragon Apple that it's that hot white-haired lady we saw after Crom. Great Red, I also bet 5 Dragon Apple that it's her. Tiamat, I bet Dragon Apple that it's a female dragon. Every dragon also bet on different females. Perhaps I could be of assistance, the voice said, making both Issei and Crom look at the door of the mansion. By the door was standing a woman with beauty that puts Rias and Aquino to shame. She had pale skin with matching white hair and crimson-red colored eyes. She was wearing a very revealing outfit that emphasizes her massive. If it wasn't for the fact he was less trusting of others, Issei would have a nosebleed by now. Issei ha give me taught dragon apples, and I agree with the first sentence. After Issei and Great Red got a lot of dragon apples, we continue. Who are you? Issei said and pointed his new sword at the woman. Crom surprisingly kept quiet. Oh, you are curious about little old me. Very well, Red Dragon Emperor, son of the strongest evil dragon and descendant of Sparta. I am Lucina, the queen of the Succubus, Lucina said with an elegant bow, making her jiggle. Crom spitting out his dragon apple. Wait, I was right. Allo, yes, Crom, yes, you were. Issei did the just jiggle because she bowed. Why are you here? Issei asked, still not trusting the woman in front of him. Simply, I wish to make a deal with you that would solve both of our problems, Lucina said, making Issei narrow his eyes, but surprisingly Crom walked forwards. What is it, Lucina? He asked in a calm tone. Issei, wait, you know her? Crom, yes, for a pretty long time. Crom, you do remember me? It has been years we last saw each other, Lucina said in a teasing voice and gave the evil dragon a wink. Issei, damn, she is old. Cut to the chase, he ordered, raising his aura a bit, making the succubus slightly nervous. Very well. The deal implies that I help with your training problem, but I want something in return, Lucina said in a surprisingly serious voice. What is it? Issei asks, making Lucina giggle. For you to become my master, Issei Sparta, Lucina said, making Issei shocked. Issei, wait, doesn't that mean? Allo, yes, exactly what you are thinking. You're what? Issei asks, but Crom decided to answer. What she means is she wants a master and servant contract. In top contract, the succubus or servant isn't allowed to engage in intercourse with any other man. The contract also bonds the soul of the master and servant together for the rest of their lives, or at least until the human dies, Crom explains, making Issei widen. Issei, well, I thought about the second one, but the first in a different style. Vala, what do you mean, rival? Issei, well, the second one creates an artificial soulmate, and the first one I though taught the servant can't defy the orders of the master. Right, you are Crom Cruach. You have been studying, Lucina teased, making the evil dragon groan. And what do you have the solution with our training problem? Crom asks, making Lucina nod. Indeed. I can use my magic to make a time manipulation barrier, but I need your help to increase the amount of time manipulated, Lucina revealed, making both quiet. She did provide it with a solution, but both knew there was a catch. Issei, allo, what is it? Issei, does she also exist in our dimension? Allo, yes, why do you ask? Issei, after we're done here I'm going to find here. Allo, while I am going I can but you in a time barrier to train here. Issei, yes, thank you. What is the catch? Becoming your master seems too easy. So there must be something else, Issei said, making Lucina look at him and giggle. My, how perceptive you are. Indeed, the only catch what we need to have every day along that you give me children later in the future to save my race, Lucina revealed, making Issei confused. Issei, I am sorry, what did she say? Allo, that you need to have every day. Save your race? Issei asks. There are type of demon races. One who are related to devils and one that aren't. The demons that aren't part of the devil faction lost almost everyone in the Great War, with Lucina being a lucky survivor, Crom explained, making Issei nod. Now he understood what she meant was save my race. There was a minute debate about Crom, Issei and Lucina, but eventually Lucina was able to convince to take the deal. And now Issei had just finished the master and servant ritual, and Lucina became Issei's servant. Issei, well, okay, that happened. Allo, yep, that happened. Now that it is done, let's create the barrier, Crom said with a grin and looked back at his son, and still saw the sword in his right hand. By the way, are you planning to name that sword? Issei looked at the sword and thought about a cool name, but he couldn't come up with any. But he suddenly remembered all what has happened to him. I will call him Revelation. The TV closes. Issei, that was a nice episode and I like the name of the sword. Well, I have something to do and I will transport you to that training room. Issei disappeared to the training room with the tome barrier. Steps through a portal and disappears to do his business. Comes back and teleports Issei. We will continue since I don't have much time today. Azazel, okay, but about what is this episode about to be? You will react to Issei's bio. Ajuka, what is a bio? I will show you how strong Issei looks, how he looks, and a few different things. The TV comes down. Name: Issei Hayadu, adoptive name. Issei Sparta, birth name. Issei Sparta Hayadu, full name. Age 7. Race: evil dragon/devil/dragon/hybrid. Formerly devil/evil dragon/human hybrid. Apophis, at least in that universe we have another evil dragon. Yes, but he was a evil dragon since birth. Azazel, that is cool, but what is? You will see in the future. Relatives: Lucina, servant. Azazel, damn, that is quite the family. Appearance: previously Issei had the appearance of a high school student with chocolate brown short hair and dark brown eyes. It was later revealed that when his powers were sealed, resulting in his true appearance being changed in the church and chapter, and the seal on Issei's powers were slightly damaged thanks to the extreme anger he felt and the help of the boosted gear. Because of that, Issei's eyes changed into crimson red with slits and black sclera. This was a combination of his demonic and dragonic heritage. Issei, these eyes are really badass. Drag, I agree, partner. After Issei's powers were unsealed and after he absorbed the demonic swords Rebellion, Yamato and Sparta and the demonic energy of the 8 pawn pieces, Issei's appearance changed a bit. In his human form, Issei's hair turned white, and his eyes are crimson red after the unsealing of his powers. This is the hair color that is very common in the Sparta bloodline. All members who carries the blood of Sparta have white hair. Azazel, so that is a common trait between them. Yes, and this is Issei's human form there, by the way. Yes, and this is Issei's human form there, by the way. Ophis, that one looks really good. Lefei, I agree with Ophisama, a pay dragon. Issei, thank you Ophis and Lefei, but please can you please stop calling me a pay dragon? Issei is just fine. Lefei, okay, I will. Isasin. In his devil form, Issei appearance changes that into a true devil. Azazel and Surzex, damn, that looks badass as Graphia Surzex language, but he looks really good. In his true dragon form, Issei appearance changes into a black western dragon with massive dragon wings. His eyes stays crimson red and his scales are raven black with a hint of red. His eyes stays crimson red and his scales are raven black with a hint of red. Rias, well, that form is cool. Akino era it really is. Issei possesses a third form that is his true dragon devil form, in which he has dragon wings taught have the same demonic pattern as his true devil form. Issei's face stays that of a human with his eyes changing into slits with the black sclera. Issei gains black horns on each side of his head, and his white hair turns midnight black. He won't get that form until a really long time, but when he does he is going to be the strongest there is. Great red, yeah, I mean he has dragon wings, even I have only personality before the events that took place in the church. Issei was an openly perverted person along with his friends Motohama and Matsuda. They were part of the perverted trio with Issei as their so-called leader. After Issei's seals were broken and after his 2 months training, which was converted into years thanks to time manipulation barriers, Issei's personality changed a lot. He became less openly perverted but still has some perverted tendencies, but he can control his urges. Issei, well, I like the change. Kaneko, he is still a pervert. Everybody has a perverted side to them, otherwise you are just unnormal, and I take Ophis out of this because she is obsessed with Issei. Issei, wait, she is what? Issei became a more calm and his observant individual. He prefers to listen before he takes action. Crom said that this was more a triad of his grand uncle Virgil, who was more calmer than Dante. Issei does posses ay and polyphil side. He does like to show of a bit, and throw jabs/insults at his enemies. Issei can sometimes be very angry and malicious. He can also show a very merciless side when fighting and brutally beat up his opponents. Valis, so he is more like his grand uncle but has the Y side of his grandfather. Yes, taught is it more simplified. Powers and abilities. Immense demonic power as a devil of the Sparta family who was an insanely powerful devil. Issei possesses an immense amount of demonic power, far more powerful than any normal high-ranking devil. His demonic power rivals that of the Lucifer clan, who had the strongest demonic power simply by birth. Azazel demonic power that rivaled that of the Lucifer interesting power of destruction after absorbing the demonic swords and the evil pieces inside of his body. Issei gained the ability to use the power of destruction. Issei was able to master the powerful of destruction because the method to manipulate it was very similar as to manipulate the element of fire. Immense strength. Issei possesses an insane amount of physical strength. Immense speed. Issei possesses an insane amount of speed after training with his father. Immense durability. After his powers were unsealed, Issei's body started to become more sturdy and capable of taking powerful hits. Vala hey allo? Allo, what is it, Vala? Vala hoy durable is he, it says powerful hits, but doesn't say anything else. Allo don't know, but if I had to guess I would say maybe high deity class beings can only scratch him. Everybody else, wait, what? High speed regeneration. After his powers were unsealed, Issei gained a very high regeneration ability. Tot is able to heal wounds and severed limbs in seconds. This healing ability is actually superior than the healing ability of the Phoenix clan because Issei doesn't need to rely on his magic reserves for this regeneration to work. Azazel's superior healing than a Phoenix, and he doesn't need magic that is broken. Michael, I agree, brother. Immense stamina after his training. Gained a great amount of stamina after his training, stating he can hold his balance breaker scale male for around a full month. Azazel, yes, but he uses the stamina somewhere different. Gabriel, what do you mean, Azazel? Uriel, Azazel, quit, we want to watch. Fire generation and manipulation. Issei can generate powerful flames from his body and manipulate them. This was actually an ability he gained from Draig, whose essence was also absorbed when the seal was broken. Valis, so that is how he is part normal dragon and part evil dragon. Allo, yes, that is how. Azazel whispering to Surzex, so he is a mix of Ace and Iroh. Surzex whispering back at Azazel, yeah, you're right, Azazel. Fire breath. As any dragon, Issei gained the ability to breath an immense powerful flame. Black lighting. Issei has the ability to generate an immense powerful black lighting. The black lighting Issei can generate is capable of damaging gods and other dragon, even killing them. Issei inherit this ability from his father. Shadow and darkness manipulation. It was later discovered that Issei is capable of manipulating shadow and darkness. This was also an inherent ability from his father. Azazel, well, the first was obvious and the second one we already saw, but really shadow and darkness manipulation. Allo, yes, as stated, this was an ability he got from his father. Master hand-to-hand combat, and Issei learned how to fight with only his fists thanks to his father Crom Cruach. Master weapon wielder. Issei can flawlessly wield weapons like swords, spear and sikthi. Azazel, that is in really good arsenal. Graphia, you are right, Azazel. Magic talent. Issei is very talented at using magic. This was confirmed by Lucina, who said that Issei mastered the magic she taught him in a very short time. Surzex, so he is a genius. Allo, yes, but he was born a Sparta devil and evil dragon, so naturally he is great at magic. Shape-shifting. Issei can change his appearance into forms. His human form, his true devil form, his true dragon form, and lastly his dragon devil form. He only mastered the first three in his training. I know in the real story he unlocked it in his training, but come on, that form is to op, so he will only get it later on. Master survivalist. Issei learned on how to survive in the wild and hunt animals. Stealth expert. Issei is an expert of hiding his presence. Allo, well, that is the last ability. Surzex, does that mean the video is over? Allo, no, we still have his equipment. Boosted gear. Issei's sacred gear is one of the Longinus created by Elohim, or God of the Bible. Issei mastered on how to use the boosted gear effectively. He also mastered on how to use the balance breaker and even learning on how to control the Juggernaut drive. Issei even created a new form that was supposed to surpass the raw power and abilities of the Juggernaut drive. Issei, wait, he can control it completely. Allo, yes, he did. Issei, but how isn't he affected by the curse? Allo, Elsha. Issei and Draig makes sense. Revelation. Issei's new sword he gained after absorbing all the demonic swords. The sword is a demonic and dragonic in nature, and is to be said the strongest demon sword currently in existence. Issei can also use his other abilities to enhance his sword and can freely summon it on will. Issei, the strongest demonic sword, had cool title. Allo, yes, cool and all, but now we have the different forms of revelation. Revelation sword form. Azazel, that is one badass blade. Allo, yes, but it will only get better. Revelation katana form. Kiba, whoa, that katana looks awesome. Issei, I still find Yamato better. Allo, Issei, somebody wanted to give you this as a present. Issei, wait, isn't that? Allo, yes, and he wanted me to give it to you. Thank you, Musin Killer. Issei, tell the person that I thank her too. Allo, well, continue. Revelation spear form. Michael, isn't that? Allo, no, it just looks like Gibalg, it isn't really Gibalg. Revelation scythe form. Issei, isn't that from Ruby? Allo, yeah, it's Crescent Rose. Allo, perfect for the son of the Crescent Circle Dragon. Revelation shield form. Issei, and now the Rage shield from Troch. Surzex from what? Vala, the rising of the shield hero. Issei, wait, you know it, Vala? Vala, yes, I do, and the first season was good, and the second ass. Issei, I agree with you, Vala. Allo, well, all good, but I have to go again, so bye-bye everybody. Everybody bye-bye Allo. Allo comes back and tells everybody to go back because he doesn't have a lot of time today. Allo, well, today is going to be the first part of his harem because boy oh boy that harem is big. Issei, how many are there, Allo? Allo, too much. Allo, oh, and before I forget, Grafia has a sister there and isn't married to Surzex. Surzex, wait, does that mean? Allo, yep, you guessed right. Grafia, so I'm going to be dating the person I view as a little brother in this universe. Allo, oh, you have no idea in how many dimensions you date him, but we don't have a lot of time, so we will start. Alpha is Death Lucifuge. Issei, wait a moment, she is from Anatare universe, not parallel, but a completely different one. Allo, yes, Issei, you are correct, she is this Death from Akame Ga Kill. Issei, will she act like the is Death from Akame Ga Kill or not? Allo, yes, she will. Issei, oh my satans. Grafia Lucifuge. Issei, well, you spoiled this one already. Allo, yeah, and I'm sorry I did. Saber Altar. Issei, okay, what is next? Jean Dark from our end, Altar Arc from Fate. Jean Dark. Sorry, couldn't find a picture. Jean Altar. Issei, wait, what? Completely dumbfounded. Jean Dark, while blushing, what? Rias, completely jealous. Issei, why are you dating an enemy? Issei, how would I know him, not my counterpart? Ajuka, I mean, he has a point there. Allo, everybody calm down, I want to continue. Akaji. Issei, okay, now we have game characters, I am done being surprised. Yasaka HM, allo, what is she? Allo, well, Yasaka-san, she is a nine-tailed fox. Yasaka, oh, another nine-tailed fox, I'm happy. Enterprise. Azazel, wait, damn it, he got Enterprise, curse you other Issei. Allo, yeah, I agree, why are they dating? I want her. I'm a big simp of Enterprise. Issei, well, that are a bunch of simps. Valina Lucifer. Issei, oh, so Vala has a sister there. And why does she look like La Folia? Allo. Issei, allo, what is wrong? Allo, that is Vala, but she is a girl there. Issei, wait, what? Allo, yes, Vala is a girl there. Vala, so female me is going to be in Rival's harem, interesting. Albion, no, I refuse to believe that. Drake, why, partner, why? Issei, blushing, I don't know. Lucina. Issei, damn, she is hot as. Allo, she is. Issei, she is. Seraphal, blushing, intensified me am with the Red Dragon Emperor in Tot Universe. Allo, yes, but I'm running out of time, please let's go quick. Mordred. Ignore Artoria on this picture. Issei, wait a damn minute, isn't Saber her? Allo, yes, Saber is Mord's daughter. Azael, so that means that Issei has the mother and daughter in his harem. Allo, yes. Akino era, how bad Issei is. Kaneko, enemy to all women. Allo, mad at Akino and Kaneko. Next. Yasaka. Sorry, also couldn't find a big picture. Yasaka, Arami, well, I am honored. Issei, okay, how many? I wanna train again. Allo, only 4 more. Akame and Kurume. Issei, so Akame and Kurom, wow, just wow. Allo, stop talking, Issei. Scathack. Michael, wait, she is. Allo, yes, she is the user of Gibalg. Can't find a good picture. Issei, isn't she a goddess of love? Allo, and points for the right answer to Issei. Rias, wait, a goddess is in love with Issei. Allo, yes, she is. Latia Astaroth. Ajuka. Issei, what is it? Ajakasima. Ajuka. Issei. Issei, what is it? Ajuka, that you is dating my niece. Issei, I see, wait, what? Asia Astaroth, isn't that like Diodora? Rias, wait, she is an Astaroth. Ajuka, yes, she is related to Diodora but is humble and polite unlike other high-class devils. Allo, well, that was the last one for now and I have to go, so bye-bye. Allo, and I will send you back, Issei. Issei, can you tell me where it is? After I told him where the barrier is. Issei cuts reality with the Yamato, just teleport me back when you are here again, yes. Allo, okay. After I created a portal and we went through the different portals, Ophis screamed. Ophis, I forgot to ask Allo to teleport me with Issei so I can train him. Surzex, wait, you are going to train Issei? Ophis, yes, I find him quite interesting. Lucifer, great Red, oh, count me in. Ophis, but I wanted to give him my power. Great Red, I will do the same. Ophis, okay. Baka Red. Alo comes back and already teleports Issei back. Alo, well, everybody sit down, and we will react to harem part. Azazel, there are more. Alo, yes. Seek Vera Agars. Seek Vera, blushing me as well. Ajuka, why are you going after my family? Issei. Issei, I don't know. Ajikasima. Claire Phoenix. Couldn't find a picture. Riser and Ravel Onisima. Issei, wait, you both have another sister. Riser, yes, we do. Issei. Kuroka. Kuroka, yes, cute dragon kids. Kaniko, wait, sister. Vala, really rival. Surzex, okay, now we have a bit too much girls. Azazel, keep going, I want to see Issei with at least girls. Alo, I think we are at 5 girls right now. Kateria Leviathan. Azazel, won't I kill her at the 3-faction meeting? Alo, you will see. Azazel, you will see. Surzex, Issei, do you like Leviathan that much? Issei, what do you mean? Surzex, that is the second person in Other Yours harem with the name Leviathan. Issei, well, I like the mythology behind the Leviathan. Surzex, ah, I see. Albedo, daughter of Azazel. Azazel, wait, I have a daughter there. Alo, yes, and she is going to join Issei's harem. Azazel, so other Issei is my son-in-law. Lieselot Sherlock. Can't find a big picture. Issei, so now we have people out of Trinity 7. Alo, no, only Lise will be there. Female Gilgamesh. Issei, okay, Gilgamesh is also a female now. Wow. Alo, well, the last 2 now. Matured Ophis. Rias, that it is. Why is he with every female that there is in this world? Alo, why do you care? Rias. Rias, no reason. Erica Blandelli. Michael, isn't she from the Copper Black Cross? Gabriel, she is brother, I remember here. Surzex, and of course another enemy that sleeps with Issei. Alo, well, that is it for the harem, and I already need to go again. Ophis, okay, bye, and Issei, can you please let me train you? Alo, bye. Alo goes away through a portal. Issei, yes, you can train me. Great Red, I will also train you. Jung Drake. Issei, thank you. Great Red and Ophis. They vanished through a portal to the training room, while Rias Peerage members who broke up with Issei though about if they made the right choice. Alo comes back and sees Issei with Ophis at the last corner of the room and decide to ask. Alo, what is going on with them both? Great Red, oh, it is nothing. Alo, just that they spended a lot of time together in the barrier. Surzex and the girls are not happy about it. Alo, sucks to be them, I mean they betrayed him. Ajuka, you are right about that. Alauzen. Alo, please, I forgot to say that. Just Alo is fine. Azazel, okay. Alo. Alo, please sit, we will react to Issei's peerage. Surzex, what is the peerage based on? Alo, Arcana Tarat deck. Issei, is that a Issei Jojano Kimianabakan reference? Azazel, wait, really? Alo, yes, Issei at Jojano Kimianabakan reference. Issei, how really? Alo, well, we will start now. The world Issei Sparta Hayadu. Issei Kono Sekai Watami o Shirudara. Rias, really? Issei. Issei, yes. Bucho, yes. Azazel za Warudo. Surzex Dio. Issei Jotaro. Velanava, really? Surzex, really? Judgment is death. Lucifuge. Issei, makes sense. Vala, I agree with you, partner. The sun Gilgamesh, female. Issei / Azazel, praise the sun. Surzex, praise the sun. Kiba, praise the sun. The moon Lucina. Issei, the night is getting freaky. Ophis, be quite please. Issei. Issei, okay. Ophis. The star Jean Dark, DXD. Issei, star platinum. Azazel, really? Issei. Issei, yes. The tower albedo. Issei, well, I don't get this one. Azazel, after image albedo tower. Issei, really? Alo, yes. The devil Valerie Lucifer. Issei, makes sense. Vala, makes sense. Surzex, makes sense. Michael, makes sense. Temperance Kurumi Tokisaki. Issei, wait a minute. Azazel, even Kurumi. Issei, but Temperance makes sense for her. Alo, it does, doesn't it? Death Akame. Kiba, if we go over the name of the sword it makes sense. Issei, yeah, her sword is Cut Killer. Vala, yeah. The Hanged Man Croam. Vala, I mean she can revive the dead. Issei, yes, she can. Saji, really? I don't know her power. Issei, her sword can revive the dead. Justice Erica Blandelli. Michael, I mean she is from the Copper Black Cross. Surzex, yeah, makes sense. Wheel of Fortune Kuroka. Kuroka, yes, I'm in Issei's peerage. Issei, welcome Kuroka. Kuroka, sobbing at his sincere tone, thank you. The Hermit Kateria Leviathan. Issei, Hermit Purple. Issei, I mean looking at her almost non-existing outfit makes sense. Azazel, true that one. Issei. Surzex, she did look like a striper. Graphia, you looked at her body Anada. Surzex, sorry, I didn't mean it like this. Graphia. Graphia pouting MHH. Strength Mordred. Issei, true that. Every other boy agreed with him. The chariot Jean Alter. Issei, Silver Chariot. Azazel, all hail the chariot. Issei and Azazel are JoJo fans for real. The lovers Akagi and Enterprise. Issei, true that if you look at the lore, and how they always love the same guy. Aquino era do they really always love the same guy? Issei I know there are 2 other people who are like that. Azazel damn, the Hierophant Scathack. Issei Hierophant Green. Azazel Hierophant Step on Me. Surzex damn they are simps. Issei am not I hus said the title. Surzex really. Issei yes really. The Emperor Saber Altar. Issei I mean she is a queen, a real queen. Rhea surprised wait really. Issei yes. The Empress Tiamat. Issei let me guess the one out of Fate. Allo yes the one out of Fate. Issei the one out of Fate is really pretty. The High Priestess Chelsea. Issei and Azazel singing while crying manly tears. Why are we here just to suffer? Surzex I won't even ask you. Allo also crying thank you Surzex thanks. The Magician Lieselot Sherlock. Issei she is one and Magician Red. Seraphal is she really a magical girl? Issei yes she is Seraphal. Seraphal we need to visit her once. Issei allo. Allo I can give you the coordinates so you can go to her. Issei and Seraphal thank you allo. The fool Lucretia. Michael really Lucretia. Allo yes and she is also in Issei's harem like Kurumi. Surzex really 2 more girls. Allo yes but I need to go again. Allo goes away. Issei went training again with Ophis and Great Red. Seraphal wait didn't we want to go to Lieselot? Surzex maybe you will go sometimes cheer up. Allo comes back and first goes to the training dimension and sees Issei ing Ophis. Allo okay I will leave you alone. Ophis really allo. Is he blushing a lot wait allo. Great Red looks like you also saw it allo. Allo yeah but we need to go to the reaction room. Allo goes back with all of them. Issei was still blushing a lot. Rhea seeing Issei blush diced it to ask. Rhea's why is Issei blushing? Allo oh no reason no reason. Rhea's okay. Surzex whispering to Issei what happened. Issei still blushing I may or may not have had Ophis. Surzex you did what I see I. Issei nothing. Allo okay sit down we will continue now with a new video. The top strongest. Issei. True dragon devil form. Great Red makes sense I mean he has dragon wings. Allo yeah. Great Red, Trihexa, Ophis and Issei. Dragon form. Issei while my dragon form is in the 2nd spot. Allo I mean you have wings so you are on Ophis level who is on Great Red's level. Great Red so the beast is on our level. Allo yeah Trihexa is on your level. Crom Cruach. Issei so Crom is 3rd. Allo I mean Crom had a lot of time to overtake Drake and Albion after they were sealed. Issei I guess. Azazel where is Issei's devil form? Allo wait a bit. Drake, Albion and Issei, devil form. Surzex so Issei is the 4th strongest in his devil form. Issei okay is my human form is also in the top strongest. Allo who knows. If you get the reference you get a cookie. 5. Shiva, Elohim, Dante and Virgil, Sin Devil Trigger. Michael so father was as strong as Dante, Virgil and Shiva. Allo yes he was as strong as this 3. Gabriel father was really strong. Thor, Zeus he really is strong. Odin as expected of my son. Issei Odinson. Allo. Boring next. 7. Brahma and Vishnu. Shiva are brothers. Issei what do you mean Shiva-sama? Shiva so Brahma and Vishnu are my brothers. Issei okay thank you Shiva-sama. 8. Valerie Lucifer. Imperio Juggernaut Overdrive. Vala yes good going my counterpart. Albion good going Vala in that universe. 9. Issei Sparta Haidu. Human form, unsealed. Issei haha let's go. Drake partner you are 9th strongest good going partner. Surzex, Ajuka, Sparta and Rizavim live on Lucifer. Vala wait I'm stronger than Rizavim in that universe. Allo yes. Issei Sparta was so strong. Allo yes but we are already done and I need to go. Allo oh and why Issei was blushing because he had Ophis. Rias okay wait what? Aquino Issei you shouldn't cheat on us. Issei how in the actual 4 hells am I cheating on you? Asia you were ing another girl Assizan and you are in love with us. Issei I am not in love with you and you broke up so I'm not cheating. Yasaka and Rosweiss already agreed to this. Yasaka and Rosweiss yes we did. Rias but why only this too shouldn't you ask us too? Issei again you broke up with me so I did not need to ask you. Kaneko bad senpai. Issei allo take me please to the training room again. Allo okay am also going. Issei disappeared with Ophis and Great Red. Allo also disappeared. Rias Peerage was still angry that Issei had Ophis. Allo goes back and sees Ophis and Issei ing again. Allo gets them back and lets everybody see them ing. Allo high-fiving Surzex let's go. Surzex high-fiving Allo good work. Azazel let's go good going Issei. Issei really Allo. Issei's former harem was mad at seeing them ing like lovers. Allo well we will be now watching an actual episode. Issei what is this episode about? Allo well Issei going back to school. Co-academy. Right after the church events. Rias Gremory was currently seen in the Occult Research Club. She was sitting on her chair by her desk. Her peerage were currently recovering from the beatdown they received from their pawn. Issei, you mad cows bad, Vala. Rias was reflecting what she had done. Everything went smoothly, but then that fallen angel had to ruin it with revealing the truth about his reincarnation. Yes, she used her influence to get Issei in her peerage, and seeing how easy it was to manipulate him, it was honestly child's play. Issei, well, because I thought you saved my life. Azazel, I mean, it really is a good reason to serve somebody. Succubus, but the method on the other hand. But there is something else that was bugging her. When Rainier exposed her about Issei's reincarnation, he suddenly released an immense amount of power, and easily took down her peerage, according to Kaneko, who was the only one fortunately spared from Issei's wrath. She didn't understand how Issei unleashed such amount of power. He wasn't a devil for barely a week, and he easily unleashed more power than herself. Did Issei has a hidden lineage? No, he was a weak perverted human who was lucky to have a sacred gear. Nothing more. Crom Cruach looked smug and decided to say, Crom, that's what she thought. Issei lol, she didn't even took it in consideration. Ophis, did all her blood go to her rather than her mind? Issei and Crom laughed their ass off over the diss from Ophis. But what about now? Did he go astray? Should she call her brother about this? No, Issei will come back sooner or later. He won't survive it out there. He will just come back to her and beg to take him in again. Rias grew an arrogant smile. Yes, everything will go as planned. Issei, firstly, I won't come back and not beg I am a dragon, and secondly, everything you knew was illusion. Azazel, damn, and why did you make a bleach reference? Vala same. Ophis, Issei. Issei, what is it? Ophis. Ophis, what is bleach? Issei patting her hand and ruffling her hair. I will show you later. Ophis with a small smile. Thank you, Issei. Knock, knock, knock. The sound of someone knocking on my door brought me out of my thoughts. I opened the door and my eyes widened, and before I knew it my vision went back. Issei and Azazel grinned at each other and said, Issei and Azazel FBI open up. Odin and Vala ha ha ha. Biko ha ha ha, they did not. Months later, Issei POV. Issei, finally something good. Ophis, I agree. I was slowly walking through the streets of Kuo. The last 2 months or years for me were a literal hell. Who knew my father could be a ing sadist and a drill sergeant? Issei looked at Croam and thought, Issei, hopefully he doesn't want to train me. Croam looked at Issei and said, Croam, Brad, I will go also train you from now on. Issei fucksk. But all of that pay off and I am someone completely new. I'm not the weak pervert anymore. Well, I am still a pervert, but I learned to control my urges, and when I need a stress relief my new servant Lucina will gladly help me out. Rias disappointed, so he still is a pervert. Allo, didn't you hear that he can control himself? Issei, damn, so a succubus servant is really useful, isn't it? Azazel, damn right, Issei. My training forced me to push my physical and mental strength to the absolute limit. Dad forced me to become strong and learn how to fight, and Lucina helped me with all magic-related things and helped me to get over my fears. Issei, well, thanks to Lucina in that universe. Allo, yeah, despite it her being a succubus, she has a good heart. So yeah, everything went great, and I felt like a new man. The old Issei Hayata was gone, and the new Issei Sparta Hayata was born. I decided to honor my lineage to take the name of my ancestor Sparta and my dragon title as the Crimson Crescent Dragon. In honor my father and the dragon inside of me. Issei, damn, Crimson Crescent Dragon is a badass title. Crom, I am so proud of the other you. Vala, damn, I want a cool title like this too. So yeah, and the best thing of all, I am not a servant of that red-haired anymore. How it happened was when I absorbed the demonic swords and the demonic essence of the evil pieces, I not only gained a badass new weapon and unlocked my true devil powers. All the demonic essence from the pieces were absorbed as well, resulting in me obtaining the power of destruction, and that the evil pieces were completely drained by magic. Because of that, Croam and Lucina were able to safely remove the evil pieces without damaging my body or soul. So yeah, I am free, motherers. Rias got hit by an arrow which had a tag with red-haired written on it. Succubus, so they removed the evil pieces without damaging. Ajuka, interesting. Issei, wait, but this was before I broke the engagement with Riser, so that means Issei being free sounds nice. So yeah, now I am going back to school. Why I decided to return is because I am fulfilling my mother's request at graduating high school. When I am done, I don't know what I will do. Vala, the request of a mother, I wonder what my mother wanted for me. So yeah, my dad told me that he made sure that the devils won't place me on their wanted stray devil list. How he did it is beyond me. And he altered the minds of my parents. So they think I went on a 2 months training camp. Issei, I am very scared of what he did. Sirs, same Issei, same. Now I was almost at school. Lucina said that she had a surprise for me at school, so I was curious what that is. But I can guess that it involves ing her silly. Issei, understandable. Have a nice day. Azazel, so we will just ignore the last part. Issei, yes we will. When I passed the gates of the school, every student direction went to me. Girls started blushing while boys were giving stares of jealousy. Honestly, I could get used to living a life like this. With my senses, I overheard some of their conversations. Issei, well, let us look what will happen now. Is that a new guy? He is so hot. A female student whispered to another. I think so, gosh, his looks makes Kibisan look like an amateur. An other whispered, making Issei grin. It appears he is rising in popularity very quickly. Azazel, I mean, they aren't really wrong. Valley, yeah? Yasaka, other Issei is handsome though. Issei, should I take that as an insult or compliment? Yasaka, I think more like a compliment because you only have different hair and eye color. I made my way to class and sighed. This is it, hush, shrugging the feeling of discomfort away. I knocked on the door because I was minutes late. The door was soon opened by none other than my servant Lucina. She was wearing a suit that showed a lot of cleavage. Her beautiful white hair tied into a low ponytail, and SHW wore glasses, making her crimson-red/pinkish eyes look even more alluring. Issei and Valadam, she is my rival's teacher now. Azazel, how they said it in complete synchro. Issei, but I mean she is hot. Drake, you are right, partner. You must be Issei Hayato, correct? She asked, trying to act like she doesn't know me. I simply nodded. Good, but minutes late after you return. Not a greatest impression, Mr. Hayato, so please stay after class, she said with a seductive voice, making Issei nod. She let Issei in, and the whole class was confused at the sudden entry of the student. Issei ignored the strange looks and walked to his desk and sat on his chair. The whole class was silent, and didn't know what to say. Issei, I bet dragon apples they gonna have a makeout session. Tannen, really? Issei betting on something like that? Issei, yes, and if I win you have to give me 5 dragon apples each and the other 5 to Ophis. Tiamat, deal. For the next hours were boring as hell, but luckily Lucina made sure to make it interesting by doing some Y poses, but made sure only Issei could see it. Issei, why isn't she my teacher? When the bell rang signaling that it was lunch time, everyone left the classroom to go to the cafeteria. Some wanted to stay, but Lucina used some magic to get them to leave. So now Issei and his teacher were all alone in an empty classroom. Nice surprise, Lucinak. Issei wanted to say something, but some tendrils from the shadows grabbed him and binded him to the wall of the classroom. Issei was slightly shocked but was more amused at the actions of his servant. Lucina slowly walked over to her master and slowly undressed herself, revealing her massive bust that only he alone can enjoy. Issei, well, what is going to happen now? Azazel, I say they have. Mr. Hayato, I specially prepared a nice welcoming gift for you, but you have the audacity to come late for your first day back at school. This calls for some extreme punishment, she said in a scolding but still seductive manner. She leaned on my body and ed me on the mouth. It was a fierce battle for dominance, and boy Issei found this harder than having a spar with his father. After minutes of an intense makeout session, they separated. Lucina placed herself on top of Issei's crotch, making the Red Dragon Emperor slowly growl from the teasing. Issei, please know you already made out if you go one step further, Ophis, and I won't get dragon apples. My Mr. Hayato is such a talented student you are, she whispered into my ear, making my hair on my back stand straight. But before we could continue further, a knock on the door caught both of our attention. Issei triumphed. Issei, haha, it is only made out, haha, give us the dragon apples. Tiamat, ggchh. Lucina snapped her fingers, resulting in the shadow tendrils disappearing, and she quickly made herself look presentable. Issei and Azazel blocked. Come in, Lucina said loud enough so the student who was knocking on her door could hear it. And not to my surprise, it was Kiba, the wannabe knight of the Gremry cult. Kiba-kun, what can I help you with? Lucina asks. She could sense Issei anger rising and wishes that a bloodbath won't happen so soon. The Gremry peerage without Issei got hit with the arrow that said Gremry cult, and Kiba got hit with a second one with wannabe knight written on it. My apologies for interrupting something, Lucina sensei. But the president of the Occult Research Club requests presence, Kiba said in a friendly manner. Issei honestly had the urge to punch straight in the face. Azazel, he really just want to kill them all. What does the red-haired wants with me? I asked, not caring for my rude way of asking. Lucina didn't even bother with lecturing Issei because she also disliked Rias Gremory. She had too much pride and arrogance while being weak. Rias got again hit with 2 arrows with weak and red-haired bit again. Kiba seemed to be taken off guard by the rude remark and seemed more surprised, the teacher doing nothing about it. Answer me, knight, what does the red-haired want from me? Issei asks menacingly, making the knight gulp his saliva. But before Issei could rip Kiba to shreds, Lucina talked though her master mentally. Issei, kill them all, kill them all. Sirs X, damn, he is bloodthirsty. Master, please let him talk and go to the Occult Research Club. You can make your point there and finally be done with the devils, Lucina suggested, making Issei sigh. She made a good point. Issei, damn good plan. Valley agreed. Issei, fine, but you are coming with me, Issei said, annoyed at back to the Succubus queen, who giggled back. The president wishes to speak with you because of your absence for the last 2 months, Kiba said, making Issei sigh and nod. Very well. Lead the way, Issei said, making Kiba nod, but before either he or I could leave the room, Lucina spoke. Rias, why does she want to come with my pawn? He is mine. I think I will go as well, to make sure nothing bad will happen, Lucina said, suddenly catching Kiba off guard. I don't think president would like that. Kiba tried to convince the teacher, making Lucina smile a bit creepily. Issei snickered and said, Issei, yes, she really doesn't would like it. Valley also snickering, I agree. Ow. But I am a teacher, and it is my job to make sure that nothing bad will happen to my students. So I will come. End of discussion, Lucina said in a slight threatening tone, making Kiba nod. Issei, shit, she is terrifying. All 3 student and teacher walked towards the Occult Research Club. Kiba was leading them with Issei and Lucina behind him. After 5 minutes of walking, they made it to the ORC and Kiba opened the door. They walked inside the room and Issei was suddenly hit with several different smells. He smelled fallen angels, a yokai, and some other devils. He felt something sealed away a room a high farther away from him, but he ignored it. Issei, firstly fallen, and I already felt Gasper. Hello, yes, fallen. They made it to the room where the red-haired and her peerage are. Kiba opened the door widely, allowing Issei and Lucina inside. Vala, he is going to keep calling her Tot, right? Hello, yes he is. Rias was sitting on her chair as usual, looking ever more arrogant than before, Akino standing behind her like a dog on a leash. Kaneko was sitting on one of the couches eating a sweet, but almost drooped it when she sensed Issei and Lucina. And to Issei's surprise, Rainer was there sitting on the other couch, looking horrified when she saw Issei. Issei chuckling, LOL, best description ever. Vala, I agree. Kiba walked towards the window and took out a book and started reading it. Rias looked at her, former pawn, and smiled brightly, but her smile dropped when she saw Lucina standing there very close to Issei. Issei, haha, look how annoyed she is. Azazel, I agree. Issei. Kiba, I thought I asked for only Issei to be here. Why did Miss Lucina come as well? Rias asked in annoyance, but before the wannabe knight could answer, Issei answered instead. Issei, ha, she is so annoyed. Vala, Albion rival is loving this, right? Albion, I agree. Let's cut the crap with bullshit and get this over with. She is here because I am her contract master, and before you ask, she is a succubus. The queen of the succubus, actually. And why am I here is to send a message and make things clear, Issei said in an annoyed tone, and took out 8 gray pawn pieces out of his pocket. All of the pawn pieces had cracks in them and looked to be completely drained of power. Issei threw the pieces at Ria's desk and her eyes widened when she saw them. As you can see, those were my pawn pieces and they aren't inside my body anymore. If you don't understand, what I am saying is that I am not part of your peerage anymore. Now with that out of the way, we take our leave, Issei said, and started to walk away with Lucina behind him. Biko El Mayo, he just said that and went away. Both left the Occult Research Club and left a shell-shocked peerage behind. Rias and the other couldn't believe what they just witnessed, and what more. Rias had a plan to use Issei to help with her marriage, and with Ham gone, Rias knew she was screwed. Hello, well, I have to go again. Hello, we'll see you again, guys. Issei, bye. Hello. Thanks for watching this video. You really enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. And turn on that bell notification. Don't forget to support and follow TheBlackFairyKnight for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story, link in the description. See you in the next video. Goodbye.